Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Learn English, Grow Yourself. I'm Mel, and today we have a fresh, inspiring episode waiting for you. But first, here's a question for you. When life suddenly changes, do you freeze, panic, or move forward? Stay with us until the end, because today we go deep into a story that explains exactly how to deal with change.
And I'm Matt, sitting here with my giant coffee and a notebook full of questions. Seriously, Mel, this book is short but powerful. I read it in one sitting, which is very unusual for me. Normally I read one page, then I suddenly meet a snack.
Yes, we know that very well. But today the book is different. We're talking about Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. A simple story, almost like a fable, but with a strong message about change, fear, and opportunities.
Exactly. And today we will help you understand not just the book, but also some great English vocabulary and expressions connected to change, motivation, and mindset. So get comfortable, grab your tea or your lunch, and let's start.
Before we go into the story, let's warm up with a little thought. Think about a time when something in your life changed unexpectedly. Maybe your job, your relationship, your habits, or even your favorite cafe closing forever.
That one still hurts, Mel. They had the best croissants in town.
Yes, I remember your sadness. You acted a bit like one of the characters in this book.
I hope I was the brave one.
I'll leave that for our listeners to decide. But first, here is our hook question to keep you curious. What if the cheese in your life disappeared tomorrow? What would you do?
Stay with us and you'll find out how 4 strange little characters can teach us something important about reacting to change.
So, Matt, today's studio energy feels different. Maybe because the book is short, simple, and friendly. It's a story set in a maze with 4 characters searching for cheese.
Yes, 2 little mice and 2 little people. And I already love the fact that the book uses such simple images to describe our real emotions. You know, the maze represents life. The cheese represents what we want. Success, love, comfort, money, security, anything.
Exactly. And the cheese keeps moving, just like life. Nothing stays the same forever.
That's the part we humans forget. We want everything to stay comfortable. But cheese moves. Opportunities change, and sometimes someone moves our cheese. And we stay shocked, like, hey, no fair, bring it back.
Right. But the book tells us something important. Staying stuck is more dangerous than moving.
Unless you were stuck with a pizza, then staying is the right choice.
Matt, please. But yes, humor helps. And we want our listeners to enjoy English while learning something valuable. Let's introduce the characters. We have the mice, Sniff and Scurry. They represent basic reactions. Sniff notices change early. Scurry runs into action quickly.
Simple and smart. They don't overthink. They don't complain. When the cheese disappears, they just move.
Then we have the little people, Hem and Haw. They are more like humans with complex emotions. Hem denies change. He refuses to move. Haw is scared at first, but slowly learns not to let fear stop him.
If you had to choose, Mel, who are you in the maze?
I think I am Haw. I get scared, but eventually I decide to move forward.
I think I'm a mix of Hem and Scurry. I resist change at first, but when I stop complaining, I suddenly run like crazy.
Yes, that sounds accurate. And our listeners might identify with one character or another. That is why the book is so helpful and so easy.
Now, the story begins in a comfortable place in the maze. Cheese Station C. Everyone is happy. Ham and Haw decorate the place. The mice keep things simple.
But one day, the cheese is gone. And here is the key idea. The cheese did not disappear suddenly. It reduced slowly over time. But the mice paid attention. They noticed early. The little people did not because they assumed the cheese would last forever.
That's like people who stay in a job they hate because they think stability is guaranteed. But maybe the company is changing. Maybe technology is changing. But they ignore the signs.
Yes, or students who use the same study method even when it stops working. They think, it worked last year, so it must work now.
Or like me trying to fit into old jeans. I think it fit last year. It must fit now. But reality moves like cheese.
Matt, this episode is going to be full of your personal stories, right?
I'm afraid so, but let's continue. When the cheese disappears, Sniff and Scurry don't wait. They go into the maze again, they trust the process, they take action.
Hem and Hall have a different reaction. Hem gets angry. He feels it is unfair. He blames the situation. He refuses to change.
This is the important moment. Many people get stuck exactly like Hem. They wait for the old cheese to come back. They stay in the same place, complaining, even when the evidence is clear.
Ha, on the other hand, slowly realizes that staying in fear feels worse than moving into the unknown.
That sentence is essential. Many times, fear of change feels bigger than the change itself.
I love the message that movement reduces fear. When Hall starts moving through the maze again, he writes simple messages on the wall.
Yes, things like, what would you do if you were not afraid? It sounds like a life coaching lesson, but actually, it's very practical.
Exactly. And there are many messages in the book that learners can use in real life and in their English journey.
For example, the idea that old beliefs can hold you back. If you think, I can't learn English after 30, that belief becomes your cheese station, your comfort zone.
Good point. Or, if I don't speak perfectly, people will judge me. That belief stops you. But when you move, even a little, you see that things are not as scary as you imagined.
I also like the idea that new cheese is waiting, new opportunities, new skills, new ways to learn.
Yes, and in language learning, new cheese might be discovering that you suddenly understand a podcast, or you learn a useful phrase, or you have your first confident conversation.
We must also talk about the most important part of the story. Ha stops waiting for him. He accepts that not everyone will move, but he moves anyway.
Right, and this is a mature life lesson. You cannot wait for others to change before you change. You cannot wait for perfect conditions.
And we see this in learning, too. Some people look for the perfect app, the perfect teacher, the perfect day. Meanwhile, they could start with 5 minutes a day.
Ha also writes on the wall, when you move beyond your fear, you feel free. And that is a powerful moment in the story.
He becomes more confident, he enjoys the journey, he discovers pieces of new cheese, and he keeps going.
Finally, he reaches a new cheese station. Bigger, fresher, better. And he realizes that change can lead to good things.
I think the moment listeners need to remember is this. Cheese will always move. Life will always change. The best strategy is to change with it.
By the way, if you're enjoying this conversation and learning something new, remember to subscribe to the podcast and share the episode with friends who love books or want to grow their English.
Yes, hit that subscribe button. It's like finding new cheese every week.
Vocabulary recap. All right, Matt, time for our vocabulary recap. Let's highlight some of the useful words from today.
Great. First word, maze. A maze is a place full of paths and turns that can confuse you. Example sentence, learning English sometimes feels like walking in a big maze, but every step teaches you something.
Second word, adopt. To adapt means to change your behavior so you can deal with a new situation. You need to adapt when the world around you changes. Tip, stress on the second syllable.
Number 3, fear. Fear is the feeling when something scares you. Example, Ha felt fear, but he decided to move anyway.
Next word, opportunity. It means a chance to do something good. Example, change can create a new opportunity if you are open.
Another one is courage. Courage means being brave even when you feel afraid. Example, Ha found courage when he started walking in the maze again.
We also use the phrase comfort zone. It means the place or situation where you feel safe, but where you don't grow. Example, learning English only with easy videos keeps you in your comfort zone.
We also have the verb resist. To resist means to fight against something or refuse to accept it. Example, Ham resisted change even when it was necessary.
Good. Then, progress. It means improvement over time. Example, when you practice every day, even a little, you make progress.
And last, mindset. Mindset means the way you think about things. Example, a positive mindset helps you deal with change.
Great. These words are essential for both life and learning. Now it's time for some quick practice.
First, a listening challenge. Repeat after me. I will move even when I feel afraid.
Second sentence, change is part of life, and I can adapt.
Now the speaking challenge. Try to record yourself giving a short summary of the book using today's vocabulary.
And a reflection prompt. Ask yourself, what cheese in my life is moving, and how can I move with it? Before we close, here is the pin comment suggestion for YouTube. What is the cheese in your life that you need to stop waiting for and start chasing?
And remember, you can download the free PDF with the transcript, the book summary, vocabulary list, collocations, grammar notes, and practice exercises.
2 voices, 1 goal. Better English, better you. Bye for now.